Hello and welcome to today's live broadcast. This is Keck with Builderall. I'm your information products training and support specialist for digital marketing. Appreciate you being with me. We're going to talk a little bit today about headers. Yesterday, I was showing you a little bit about the link generator, and as I was doing it, I was working in a header, and I said I'd go ahead and show you today a little bit about how to do global headers. That's right, global headers. It sounds so massive when we say it like that, doesn't it? So I didn't know what this was for the longest time, and it's a big time saver once you figure it out. So I'm going to go ahead and put myself in the corner. Again, if you're just joining us, thanks for being with us. I'm Keck with Builderall, and today we're going to talk a little bit about global headers. So I'm going to go ahead and go into my Cheetah Builder here, and I'm going to open up this website. Okay, so we come to my back office here for this website, and here's my home page. And let me just show you these three dots here. Okay, if you go to Settings, and we scroll all the way down here, we'll see Header Settings. So we'll click in here, and right now I have chosen purple, okay, or no header selected. Those are my two options for both my desktop and mobile header. No header selected or purple. I only have one built in here, I'll show you, named purple. If I had more, there would be more in this drop-down menu. Okay, so I'm going to cancel this and show you how that looks. Go to the website. And here is the header selected. This is the one named purple right here. Okay, I'll drop this down. We'll go back here and we'll go back to settings and we'll go down to header, and this time we will select no header selected. Okay, and press save and republish. Okay, and now I will show you how it looks without. See, it's still the old version here. Sometimes you just have to refresh a couple times. Okay, so here it is with the updated version with no header. Okay, so I don't have any menu or any header up there. So those are the two differences. Okay, header here, no header here. Okay, so again, I'll put both of these down and show you then. So these settings, here's the thing to realize, the settings, when you scroll down here to the header settings, and the footer setting is the same thing, except it's on, the bottom of the footer. So this here correlates over here to some of our settings on the left hand side, especially global elements. Okay, so when we see in here under settings to enable header or footer, again, just to make it real clear, to enable header or footer, we see here header, footer, and pop-up right here. Okay, so all of pop-up, header, footer, those are all what are considered global elements. Okay, and whenever you change a global element, you need to hit the republish button to have it take effect on your site. Okay, so anything under global elements. So to create a header or a footer or a pop-up for that matter, you just go ahead and click on headers. And here you could say create new, and you name it. Okay, I've already made one here, so I'll show you here. It's just like a building a website here. Okay, this is a panel right here. Okay, so I started with the panel, and then I added a menu. In fact, we'll just rebuild this right below it. So let's add a panel. We'll add panel blank. Okay, and get rid of this thing. I don't need it. Okay. And then in here, we're going to add a menu. So we're going to add elements. Come down here to menu. There is a big menu option here, and it's like alphabetical. So that one shows up here under B. Okay, and you have, these are the options for the big menu. Okay, real big stuff here. Not really what I like. So I'm going to just get rid of those. Just wanted to show you kind of how those looked. All right, but I don't really like those big menus. So I like to come down here to where it says menu here. And here again, we have the different things to select from, different things to choose. There's a dripping menu here too. Just give you an idea how those look, and they drip because you see the submenus kind of drip below them. I think that's why they're called dripping menus. But there's a couple different variations of those. All right, and I like to just go with the standard kind of menu stuff here. And we'll just go with this plain one up top here. We'll bring it over. Okay, and here is our menu. So there's some things you can obviously configure in here. We'll click on it and go to the edit element, and you can have general settings. You can have the menu full width. Okay, if we did full width, show you how that would look. Move me down here. Okay, you see how the whole box goes full width. If we change that, it doesn't have much of an effect on this particular menu. We'll take it off full width, and you see now the box is contained here instead of the box going way over there. You can center it to the left or to the right or in the center. Okay, and then you can change because if you notice up here, it's kind of transparent until you hover, and then the box turns colors. So you could do all that here too with your colors, the solid colors, the gradient color that's in there now. You could change that color. So you could, let's say we'll pick that red color if we wanted to, and then we'd have a red menu there. So let's click off of here. Actually, I don't like this menu either. Let's get rid of that one. Okay, so here's our menu, and we'll put it right up here. We will click on our center element there. And then to configure these, you can see how I've done it up here under the cog, configure items. Okay, I have the home connected to, and by the way, if you don't know how this works, in the menus, when you're manipulating the menus, say the plans, you want to move it to the top, which in this case would be the left. You could just go like this, and it would move it to the top of the list. Okay, move it down, and so on. So that's what the arrows do. You can edit, if you press edit, and you can edit the label that people see, or you can add an icon. If you click the trash, you'll throw it away, and the link is what we really want to show you. We're going to open in a new tab, and we're going to link this to an existing page already. So we're going to link it to the home page and say select. So now it is set up to link to the home page. So let's save that. Oh, that's the one I already had. Okay, so that one's already set. This one here, let's do the same thing. We'll go to configure, and we'll go to link, and we're going to go to web page, open in a new tab, home page, and save. Okay, so pretty straightforward as far as how to adjust the different things in here. Like ours, we have, first off, it says home, plans, about, services, success stories. So I want to change some of these. Homes is good, about is good, but we need one to say plans. So let's see, we'll go back into our configuration, and we'll change the service one to plans. I want them all caps, don't I? Yes, I do. Plans. Okay, and notice this one had that dripping submenu. We don't need that. We're just going to press cancel, cancel, save. Okay, so now we have the plans. The next one we need is the about is actually, we want it to be about us, so we'll change that one. Again, let's stick with the caps. Okay, about us is good, and plans. Okay, just because I'm that kind of person, I have to redo this one in caps now. Save. Okay, plans, about us, success stories. We'll change this to say that. Success stories. Again, we don't need the, whoops, cancel. We don't need the dripping menu, so we'll just get rid of that. And we'll say save. And the contact us, no, I have affiliate. Okay, so we're going to change this one to affiliate. And the last one is private coaching. So here we're out of stuff. We just hit this add item. And this one we'll call private coaching. Okay, and save. Okay, so now they're all matching up nice. Let's just say we did all these links. These are all set up. Now we can go ahead and let's center it. Okay, when we come down to item, these are the individual items. And if you see spacing here, let me increase this so you can see how it looks. If I increase the spacing, see how it's just getting wider, and I'll bring it back down, which is good too because I thought it was a little wide for what we had, so I'm going to bring it way down to 0. Height of the menu, you can do the same thing. Okay, we're going to keep ours fairly compact. I'm just trying to mimic the one I already built above. So that looks good. Lateral spacing of items, we're at 350 right now. If we change it, that's a little weird. I don't know. I don't know about that. So I'm just going to put that back to 350 where it was. And you can use these little arrow keys too on your keyboard if you want to have fine adjustment on those. All right, and then the font style here, we see it's kind of this gray. It's 15. We could make the fonts bigger. See how they're getting bigger? We'll keep them at 15. I think they're perfect there. Okay, so the background color, we have this hover color. This is what I was trying to show you. So when you hover over it, you see how it does a different color? That's what the hover background does. So the regular color is this, okay, but once you hover over it, it goes to there. And that's important because it's our job when we're building websites to get people to take the actions we want them to take and to make it fairly obvious which one we want them to take. So when you have a button or anything that can be clicked, when you have the hover feature enacted, it really helps show people, oh, this is something I can click here. Okay, so I want to make sure to show you those. Okay, very good. So now let's add some images here. Let's add these little things. So in this case, I will just go ahead and say add. And let's see if it's going to be an element, but let's see if I saved it in my personals. Let me move myself out of the way here. Okay, yes, YouTube blue. Okay, so I'm going to click that. And blue Facebook icon. Okay, now if you didn't already have those, you could just, instead of that, you could say add element, and then you go to image, add image, bring it over here, and then you would just go to your image and change it over here in general settings. And of course you'd have to find the picture you want of your icon like I have in my repository here, and then download that. Okay, so I'll just get rid of this for now. Okay, goodbye. All right, so we'll just take these up here. We'll start to make everything a little more skinny now. So let's move this up. We'll hit our center tool here. We'll take this up. Everything's going up, up, up. Okay, and I want to make my pictures a little smaller. All right, so now I can make my panel even skinnier. Okay, now when you're doing this, you notice I can pull my panel down, but I cannot pull it up anymore. And you may think, what's up with that? Well, here's how we resolve that. We're clicked on panel, it says panel. We go to our edit button and go to size. Okay, you can move this out of the way. And the size, here's the height. So I'm going to click on there, and I'm just using my arrow keys. It's not giving me a dynamic feedback here response, so I don't know what 59 looks like. But let's do this. I'm going to go up to this top panel because I know that's about the size I want, and say that height is 72. Okay, so let's come down here. Again, go to height, and let's try to put it at 72. It is very touchy. Okay, 72. Also, you have to adjust this minimum height. If you take this down to 72, you have to take that down to 72. Also, okay, now that's looking better now. So that's about right, and we'll take this and just highlight it and use my arrow keys because I've already got it centered, and just get that right in the middle. And I'll do the same thing with my pictures. Try to even those up a little bit. I may want to bring them in. Bring it in a little bit. Let's see, how's that look? This could be a little bigger, I think. Okay, that looks pretty close. And I don't know if you're aware of this, but this little tool here is for the grid. And you can come over here and pop a line, and then over here you can grab it. You got it. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. You want to grab where a little X goes over the blue dot, and you can move it. And that way I can just move it so I can see the top of the circle of Facebook icon is on it. So I'll go over here and I'll just bring this up a click. So now that's also touching the top of the line. Just a way to line things up easier. You can do the same thing on the top. You can drop these, and when you're done with them, just click on the X there and they'll disappear. Okay, so I think the last thing we have to do then is we have to go ahead and set links for this. So you're going to say edit. Okay, and it's kind of out of the way, so I'm going to pull it down so I can touch these things. General. Okay, right here. Linked. So you pick up your, I've already got it on there. You pick up your YouTube link and you put it here. Okay. And same thing with your Facebook. I suspect this one's probably already linked too. Yes. Okay. So that one's linked too. Okay. So I'll just move these back up to position. Okay. So there you have it. Our menu with our social media links with some icons here all ready to go. Now this, I'm just going to go ahead and press delete now on this sample one. Okay, delete. So yeah, I'm deleting that whole panel because this is the real one right here. And that one's already good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and drop this down and just leave. And hopefully I didn't mess it up too much when I was playing around with it there. So let's check it out again now. All right, so we'll go into the site. And we'll go to headers. Okay, now it looks good. All right, so back to the site. Okay, so we'll pull up our page here. Again, the three dots. You go to settings and scroll to the bottom. Header and footer settings. Here's where you select. So we're going to reselect that now. Purple, save. All right, and we'll go check out the website. Refresh another time. Okay, there it is. So now the header's back, and I just want you to understand that you can have the header, once you build the header over here in your header section, you have the option to use it on any page you want. That's the benefit of using the global settings, because you can go over here then to the terms of use and say, oh, terms of use. That's not what I wanted. Go to terms of use and go to settings. And check out your header settings and right there. So instead of having to build it for each page individually, you just build it once under your header here. It's there, it's saved, and then you can bring it in. Another thing you can do, and I do recommend this, is when your header, okay, let me come back into the editor to show you. Click on it, and then click on the save element, okay, save element. Now, I've already done this, so I'm not going to do it again. But when you go to your personal section over here, okay, and you have either personal panels or elements you've saved, this is actually a little panel. It's a tiny little panel. So we'll click panels, and let's see. I labeled it TDMR because that's the website, the digital marketing resource, purple header. So it's right there. So now I have this personal element, okay, and this is really cool because let me just drop this. So once you have it saved in personal elements, you can use it on any Cheetah website, okay? Because here, when you choose on this particular website under settings and you choose to use a header or not, you're choosing from the headers you have built over here. And this header section, as you'll notice, is tied to the particular website, the digital marketing resource. However, if after you build this menu, this header menu, you save it as a personal element, then you can use it on any of your websites. You could go to a total different website, okay, like this one, and you can say, let's see, we can just go to headers, okay, we'll go to headers, create new header, header name, we will say massage, because that's what kind of website this is, save, go to add, personal, panels, down here, there it is, plus, voila, there it is. So now this same one that you built, it's just that easy to come into another site, and I'm going to just leave, I don't want to save that, but you just come into another site, go into the headers, and then pull it from your personal items. So that's what I wanted to show you today about these global headers. Save you a lot of time. It was literally probably a year. I was a Builderall user before I figured out what these were, and it seemed very complicated to me. Oh, global headers, global settings, republish. I didn't want to mess with all that. But after I started having to rebuild my menu on each page, this was before we had the personal element saver thing too. That's when I figured out and I found that global element. So it's a really cool thing. Definitely take advantage of it. Totally customizable. You can change the colors. It's just like any other Cheetah panel for the most part. So totally customizable. So I hope you guys enjoyed global headers. Hope you learned something. Tomorrow's going to be Friday, which makes it Q&A Friday. Come with some questions, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, or drop some questions in between now and then, and perhaps I'll make those the subject of part of the live Q&A Friday. Look forward to seeing you then, friends. Let's build it with Builderall.